different shooting modes, selling prints on social media, and what animal am I the most afraid of? These are some of the questions I answer in episode 39, which starts now. Hi everybody, my name is Gerry, I'm from Wild Eye, and this is episode number 38 of my wildlife photography Q&A video series. So yes, it has been a while since I've been doing these, but it's been a crazy but good start to 2016. What's happened so far? This year in January and Feb, I've traveled to New York, Madikwe, the Mara, back to South Africa, Mara, Nakuru, Naivasha, Amboseli, Serengeti, and now for March I'm in the office prepping for the rest of the year. And yeah, some exciting stuff coming up. We're busy working well into 2018 on our safaris, so stay tuned. We're releasing date on the 4th of April at our seminar. Watch the news for details. Some amazing stuff coming up. What's happened since the last Q&As? I think the last ones I did was end of December. Snapchat has happened for me. It is phenomenal. For those of you that say it's for the kids or you don't understand it, you're wrong. Check it out. It is an incredible storytelling platform, and one where I've been engaging with people a lot on wildlife photography, questions, travels. When I'm on safari, there's some live real-time snaps going out. It is phenomenal. Absolutely have to check it out. Other than that, new member of the Wild Eye team, we're getting Johan van Zyl joining us on the 1st of April. So we're expanding, still need more capacity, but we're slowly going bigger and bigger as a team because, and I think a lot of people make this mistake, is they go too wide first and they don't get depth in what they do. So we're going for depth and now we're slowly going wider and then deeper again. It's about the content, the engagement, and making a difference. And I believe that 100%. Anyway, I have coffee. I've got a lot of questions. I put out a question request on Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook about a week or two ago. There's loads and loads of questions. So I'm going to break these up over the next 2-3 weeks. Loads of new videos coming your way. If you have questions, details are at the end of this video. So with that said, let's get into episode 39. Here we go.
Tanya asked on Snapchat, what's the difference between single frame shooting, consecutive shooting, multi-exposure shooting, and interval shooting? I have these on my camera, but don't know what they do.
Thanks, Tanya. Good question. Nice technical one to get us going. Now, the first two, single frame and consecutive shooting, has to do with when you're aiming at your subject and you hold your shutter down, when you hold that button in, is the camera going to do one click or many? Click. Single frame is great for static subjects. If you have something sleeping, a silhouette of a tree, something that can't move, single frame is good. 95% of the time, you're going to want to be in consecutive shooting though, which means if that lion stands up and starts running around or the leopard is going to come down from the tree, you can hold the shutter down, multiple frames will get taken, and then at least you have the sequence as it goes. If that animal is going to start moving and you're on single frame shooting and you hold the thumb down, nothing's going to happen. You're going to have to go click, release, which is a bit of a pain. Then, what was your other one? Multi-exposure shooting. That's more bracketing, where over a series of images, 3, 5, 7, uneven numbers, you create 3 images would, for example, be underexposed, normal exposure, and overexposed. So every image that you take, every one of the multi-images has a different exposure. All fine and well, but you still have to then take those and go and process them inside of your processing software. The last one, interval shooting, that would be you setting up your tripod, for example, dialing into the back end, those settings of interval for example, you want the camera to take an image every 5 seconds or 10 seconds, and you just leave it, click, every 5 seconds, click. You will then take all of those images and combine them into a time lapse. That's where you see the clouds moving over the scenes and stuff. Quite a nice technique, and many of the new cameras have that built in, which is very cool. So, single shot is hold the finger down, only one shot happens. Consecutive shooting, you push a finger down, multiple frames happen. Multi-exposure has to do with a different exposure for each frame that you shoot, as predefined by the settings you dial in. And interval shooting has to do with setting up your tripod and having the camera shoot X amount of images at different intervals. You dial those into the camera back end and you're good to go. Nice question.
Leanne asked on Snapchat, my question is, I'm a wildlife photographer wanting to sell prints. I'm on Facebook and have a website and Instagram, but any other tips on how to market my images? Also, is it a good idea to sell my stock agencies? And if so, which ones? Any advice would be great.
Leanne, thank you. This is a question that's been coming up again and again and again, and then it goes away for a while, and then it comes up again and again and again. I can understand that photographers want to try and sell their images. We're proud of the work. We love what we do. We think it's beautiful, and you want to share that with people. Then if you go and look, Leanne, go and look at the wildlife photographers you follow, and I can guess about 10 of them, yeah? Go and look at those people and notice how often they try and mention in there, you mentioned Instagram and Facebook post, this is an image I took in, I don't know, Zambia, you can buy the print here. Or look at this amazing monochrome image, you can buy the print here. People online are not stupid. They can smell bullshit a mile off. Now, if you are just gonna go online, Facebook, Instagram is a very powerful platform, we'll talk about that. But if you're going to just go onto all these platforms and just hard sell, I guarantee you're going to lose. People don't go on social media to buy prints. Social media is, think of it as a cocktail party. You're not going to just rush. If you're invited to a cocktail party, so someone accepts your friend request, you're not just going to run into their house at their cocktail party and say, listen, you must buy a print, you must buy a print, you must buy a print. It's not going to work. You're going to be hell of an annoying, and they're just not going to want to speak to you because you're that person. Online world works the same. Here's the thing. I've been putting out a lot of content on Periscope, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, what else? Snapchat, massive. And I have people coming to me asking they want to buy prints. Once, twice, 3 a week it happens. And I haven't mentioned it once. I haven't once mentioned I want to sell prints. So why does that happen? Is because two things, I think. Number one, before you can sell anybody anything online, you need to have their attention. They need to be paying attention to what you're doing. Now think about this. If you are just putting out wildlife image after wildlife image after wildlife image, and they're great. Look, they can be great images. The problem is 2,000 other people are also putting out wildlife image, wildlife image, wildlife image. And you mix all those together in a feed, such as Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, whatever, it all looks the same. What differentiates your good images from John and Gerry and Joe and whoever it might be? Nothing. So you need to find a way to get people's attention. And here's number two, how you get that attention is you add value. You do something for them which makes them think, oh, this is cool. Leanne just added value to me by doing one of two things. Number one, entertaining me with a good image and telling me a bit about it. Or number two, teaching me something. This is simple. And you know what? I've said this in a couple of videos in the past, but you know why most people are not doing it yet? Is because it's hard work. You have to be out on your phone, on this thing, all the time. Wake up 2:30 in the morning because there was a sound next door. Wake up, oh, post something, comment. Go and check my feeds. That's what happens. So, Leanne, if you want to push your work, don't push your work, if that makes any sense. Start by saying, right, what is it I want to accomplish? Who am I? Then you start adding value. Put images, comment on other engagement. Engagement is so underrated because people don't take the time. And it takes the time. You know what? Leanne, try this. I guarantee you it'll work. Go and check people who follow you on your Instagram account, right? Every single one, for 1 week, every single one that follows you, go to their profile, go into their last image they posted and go and say, hey, thanks a lot for following, I really appreciate it. Nobody does that, yeah? If you have images that people are commenting on regularly, once in a while, do a feature on them and say, listen, hey, this is Gerry, he's been following a lot of my work, go and check out his. Social media is psychology, it's people, it's human nature. It is not the internet, it's very different things. The social media that you wanting to use to sell your prints is human nature. So think of in a table situation, sitting around a table at this cocktail party, how would you go about selling your prints? You're not just gonna stuff it in people's faces. You're gonna build a rapport with someone. First, find out if they're interested. Yeah? Do they go to the bush? Do they have a sea house to decorate? Whatever. Find out more about people, add value to them, and then go in for your pitch. Yes, you have a website, that's great. And the more real estate you have online, the better. It's a very, very good thing. But you need to box clever. You need to know when to post on those things, what to post on things. But engagement, authenticity, and consistency. I think if you go with that, you'll win. Now, are stock agencies worth it? It depends on who you ask. If you have a crap load of content. I saw it this morning, something like 82,000 images in my Lightroom database, right? I'm very behind on my processing because my photography is not my focus of my business. My business is the focus of my business. But if you have a lot of images, not your hero shots, not the stuff that you want to print, fine art, competitions, publications, the level down where they are good, solid, a portrait of a lion, an image of an elephant drinking, just the stock standard, stock type stuff. If you take the time and you go and upload those to the stock site, you might get, I don't know, 29, 39, 49 American cents per purchase. Or once in a while you get lucky and, I don't know, some Swedish rock band might want to buy your lion image for the cover of their CD. Then you make some good money, where that came from. But stock is worth it. If you have a lot of images, put your stuff into stock. But remember, it's a numbers game. Here, you have to go very deep. You're going to have to put up a lot of images for that return. And it's nice. I mean, once a quarter, depending how you set out, you might get a payout of $3, $4, $5, $1,000, which you put into a camera fund. Yeah? You can then come on a wildlife trip with me and we can go and improve your photography so you sell more stock photography. You know what I mean? So it's not something I would give up your day job to do, but if you have the images, do yourself a favor. Hello, Laura. Take a couple of days, process your images, and then put them out there. Yes, it will be worth it. I hope that helps. I did also, Leanne, get your other question, if I'm just thinking back from yesterday, on how to price your images. I'm going to deal with that in a future episode. So, did get the question. We'll look at that now. So, go and check it out. Hit me up personally if you need more help on the social side. I'd be glad to help where I can. And good luck.
Timia asked on Snapchat, love your snaps and hope this question isn't annoying to you, but in your opinion, what is the best time of the year to visit Africa?
Timia, no, there's no such thing as an annoying question, and it's one that I get very, very often because I am in the business of Africa. I'm in the business of wildlife photography in Africa. So no, not an annoying question. I did a blog post yesterday on the Wildlife blog, link down here, in which I looked at the difference between the Great Migration when you go and visit it in Kenya versus Tanzania. Very different. Same wildebeest, different experience. So to answer your question, when is the best time to come to Africa? I'm going to reply and say, what do you want to see? What do you want to experience? For example, if you want to come to South Africa and you want to do lions, leopards, cheetahs with me, and we're going to do big five, I would suggest wintertime because it's drier, the bush is not as thick, and the water holes tend to be more productive because there's not much surface water else in the field. If you want to see the migration, then I'll ask you, well, what do you want to see? The iconic dusty crossings or big cat interaction? And based on that, we'll make a decision. The easy answer for me here, Timia, is that you can come to Africa anytime and it will blow your mind. But, and this is for all of you guys out there, is if you're going to come to Africa, do your homework. Get in touch with me or one of my team and we will help you isolate where you want to go. You know what? Even if you don't come with me, I'll be glad to assist where I can. Yeah? And we can make sure that your expectations is exceeded by the experience that you get because there are variances. Look, worst case, roll the dice, come any time of the year, it will be cool, but it can be so much better. So tell me, do your homework, tell me where you want to go and what you want to see and experience, and we can chat from there.
Manti Case asked on Instagram, I'm not a photographer, so my question is about the animals. Which animal in the wild are you most afraid of? Which are you least afraid of? Do you have a favorite animal to photograph?
Manti, I had to take this one as the last one for this episode because it made me laugh. Oh, and just by the way, Laura says, Laura's favorite is giraffe, in case anybody wonders. Laura runs my office here. So, I've got a problem with the question of favorite animal to photograph because it makes me biased as to when I shoot these things, but I'm more interested in the interaction when two animals come together, whether it's lion on zebra, whether it's two elephants fighting, whatever. I like the interactions, the narrative that happens. That said, during the last year, I had a look at my catalog now, sometime in the last couple of weeks, it's been very busy, and I have a shitload of elephant pictures. So for me, I seem to be drawn to elephants the last while. I just find maybe I've got an honors degree in sports psychology, so I've always been interested in how people think and why they think that way. Maybe, Tanya, if you're still watching, maybe, no, who was it? Leanne. Maybe the psychology links to social. Think about it. But with elephants, their behavior, their interactions, their communication, it's so intricate, and the challenge of photographing that is what excites me quite a bit. Which animal am I the most afraid of? You know what? until you asked this, I've never actually given this some thought. The big thing, I mean, if I had to put one, I would say a female elephant on foot would be interesting. Mating lions on foot would be interesting. Black rhino in thick stuff if you're walking would be interesting. But a lot of that's based on my experience walking in the field and having encountered these things. From a safari point of view and the business I'm running now of creating experiences for my guests, the biggest thing is that you give the animal the distance it deserves, approach them, view them, photograph them, and leave. So afraid, you know what, not so much. If you push me for an answer, what am I most afraid of? Probably a female elephant when she's grumpy. She can be real bitchy at times. Which am I most or least afraid of? God, I don't know, like a squirrel or something? I'll give that some thought, maybe do a blog on it one day. Right, guys, so this is it. The Q&As are back. I've got probably enough questions for another 3 or 4 episodes which I'm going to run during the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned. Also, ask me your questions. The nice thing about this is I've been doing this for more than a year now, and there's some amazing content out there. I would have loved to have this opportunity when I was getting started. So if we can help, myself, Marlon, Andrew, Jono, Johan, any of the Wild Eye members, if you have a question for us, let me know and we will answer it for you. You can ask your questions. At the end of the video, there's a couple of places. But if you want my attention very quickly, hit me up on Snapchat. Most of the questions from today came from Snapchat. And if I look at, I just printed off these things so I can remember. The ones from Snapchat outrank everything else. There was way more on Snapchat. So follow me there. It's amazing. That's it for now. Oh, question for you guys. I'm looking for new music for the beginning and end of this video. I've got some pieces. If you know of some interesting stock site or you want to send me a piece of music you think will work, send me through. Really appreciate it. Right. That's it for now. Episode 39 is a wrap. 40 coming up early next week. Look forward to hearing from you and discussing wildlife photography. My name is Gerry. I'm from Wild Eye, and I'll see you guys next time.